So 2021 may have got off to a bit of a rough start, what with the bloody pubs still closed and our kids stuck at home with us once again. All I can say is, thank Christ our local Tesco's is very well stocked with whiskey and aspirin. But thankfully there's still loads to look forward to in the coming months if you're a tech fan, with dozens of manufacturers applying a final bit of spit shine to their upcoming smartphones. In fact, there are far too many to simply list them all off, so here's my pick of the very best fresh new smartphones that will be launching in the coming months. So we're talking the first half of 2021, and it's mostly the major premium, shiny, expensive stuff, but I've thrown in a couple more affordable options in there as well. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, one of the biggest upcoming phones of 2021 that gets me as giddy as a schoolgirl every time I think about it is the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. 2020's Mark II was a big improvement over the original Xperia 1, refining the camera performance and smoothing over some of those rougher edges to deliver a bonerific flagship that truly has something for everyone. Movie fans, music lovers, gamers, everyone here was catered for in spades. Well, in 2021 you can expect an even more powerful successor in the Xperia 1 Mark III. This will be one of many premium phones packing Qualcomm's fresh Snapdragon 888 chipset, which delivers cutting-edge performance and built-in 5G support, while a 60Hz screen will be boosted to a magnificent 120Hz panel, just like the Xperia 5 Mark II. Rumours also point to a bigger battery this time around, while of course the fan favourites like that gorgeous, stunning 4K OLED display will be back in action. Now, I've already spaffed out a video taking a look at some of the tastiest rumours doing the rounds on the interwebs about the Xperia 1 Mark III, so go check that out for all you need to know. And hopefully we won't have long to wait before Sony's big launch. It's normally around sort of February time, so we'll hopefully be seeing the Xperia 1 Mark III flagship then, alongside a handful of other phones, hopefully a new Xperia 10 Mark III and a new Xperia L5 budget handset. There's even chatter about a new Sony Xperia compact phone launching in 2021, but I wouldn't get your hopes too high. Again, I've done another video on that, so go check that out. Next up is the OnePlus 9, which will hopefully pop out of its metaphorical womb around March-April time, alongside a super sexified Pro version. Early rumours show that the standard smartphone will be rocking a 6.55-inch OLED screen with Full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate, while the Pro bumps that up to a 6.78-inch display with Quad HD Plus resolution. OnePlus has apparently stuffed that Snapdragon 888 into both of these smartphones as well, just like that Xperia, but there's also talk of OnePlus launching a fresh new light version of the OnePlus 9 as well, so it'll actually be a trio of smartphones, not just a pair, and that will probably be using the new Snapdragon 870 chipset, which was launched again just a week or two ago, and that's a minor step up from the 865, just bumping up that performance, not quite reaching the giddy heights of the 888. And all the same, it should have more than enough grunt to do everything you need it to. And the Pro model will no doubt serve up a handful of other advantages over the standard OnePlus 9 as well, including the usual options for more memory, more storage, and probably a slightly souped up camera as well. That's one area where Pete Lau admits OnePlus is sort of lagging behind a lot of other smartphone rivals. So it sounds like they put a lot of time, money and effort into the camera R&D, and here's hoping it pays off with OnePlus 9 series. Leaks so far on that front have been quite slender, but it looks like the standard OnePlus 9 will probably come packing a triple lens setup with a 48 megapixel primary sensor, an ultra wide angle lens and a standard telephoto lens, while the OnePlus 9 Pro will pack 4 lenses, hopefully not adding a crazy arse chromatic lens that can see through people's clothes. As for the price, well, those OnePlus 9 smartphones should serve up that tasty bit of Snapdragon 888 action on a much tighter budget than the doubtlessly mega expensive Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. But that's not to say they're going to be super cheap or anything. The OnePlus 9 is likely to start at least 600 quid. So if your savings account is currently looking about as healthy as a fried lard sandwich, then you might be more interested in the upcoming Pixel 5a smartphone from Google instead. Now, I wouldn't expect to see this one launched for a good few months yet, but Google has been absolutely nailing its mid-range mobiles these past couple of years. The Pixel 4a is still one of the very best phones you can grab for under 400 quid, offering the same great primary camera tech as that fully fledged flagship, the Pixel 5. Plus you've got smooth performance, a stock Android experience, and a pleasingly compact design to wrap it all up in. Here's hoping the Pixel 5a is more of the same, although it's still very early days, so only time will tell. Now, one of quite a handful of Chinese manufacturers who start to make a bit of a stir here in the UK is Realme, with their great value propositions, and they've already announced 2 new smartphones to be launched in early 2021, the Realme X9 Pro and the Realme Race Pro. The Race Pro is the most premium of this pair, despite having a name a bit like a generic kid's toy. This beast is once again powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 and up to 12 gigs of RAM, while the enormous 6.8-inch OLED screen boasts a Quad HD Plus resolution and 160Hz refresh rate, while the 5000 mAh battery can be filled in no time at all thanks to the insanity that is the 125-watt fast charging. Meanwhile, the X9 Pro swaps in MediaTek's new Dimensity 1200 for that Snapdragon chipset. It's a bigger 6nm chip with a less powerful ultra-core setup, but you still get that integrated 5G action and again up to 12 gigs of RAM. The 6.4-inch OLED display scales back to Full HD and to 120Hz, but let's face it, that still sounds proper tasty. While the 4500 mAh battery uses some still pretty nippy 65-watt charging tech. Either way, you're getting the Realme UI 2 launcher slapped on top of Android 11. I've covered Realme UI in a couple of other videos, so go check those out if you need to know more. And you've also got a triple lens setup on both of these Realme smartphones as well, although it's a 108 megapixel primary sensor on the X9 Pro, and the Race Pro has a 64 megapixel primary sensor. So we're expecting Realme to globally launch these absolute whoppers any week now pretty much, and here's hoping that they emerge here in the UK with a more affordable price tag than a lot of 2021 flagship phones. And speaking of great value flagship phones that still pack a proper beefy bit of tech, hopefully Xiaomi should be doing its global launch of the Mi 11 flagship phone any day now as well. Xiaomi has slapped a gorgeous looking 6.81-inch screen on the Mi 11, boasting a Quad HD Plus resolution just like the Realme Race Pro for razor sharp visuals, plus a 120Hz refresh rate to keep things super smooth. It's an HDR10 Plus certified panel which reportedly tops 1500 nits on top brightness, more powerful than Samsung's Galaxy S21 Ultra. You once again get that Snapdragon 888 chipset packed in there, so you can expect top-end performance without splashing too much cash. And apparently that display supports a 480Hz touch response rate as well. Great news for gamers. So basically, as soon as you swipe or poke that panel, you'll see an instant reaction. So in my case, I'll be able to turn around just in time to see some bloody 12-year-olds sniping at me from the corner. The Mi 11's 4600 mAh battery won't charge as fast as those Realme phones with 55-watt charging support here, but you've also got 50-watt wireless charging support, which is a bit bonkers. And the rest of this badass blower sounds just as beefy, from the Harman Kardon stereo speakers to the 108 megapixel primary camera. So it certainly sounds like the Xiaomi Mi 11 and that Realme Race Pro are going to be bitter rivals when they finally do launch here in the UK. Really looking forward to seeing both of them, having a play, and hopefully I'll be able to get a side-by-side comparison on the go for you guys, as well as a full review. Some more upcoming smartphones that are well worth tracking are the Huawei P50 and P50 Pro, which should be revealed in full in March 2021. As far as the hardware goes, you can expect some of the same tech found in those slick as a not as ballsack Huawei Mate 40 phones from last year, including the powerful Kirin 9000 chipset and a gorgeous OLED screen. But it's Huawei's camera tech that always gathers lots of interest. And the new P50 series apparently introduces some snazzy new liquid lens tech from Huawei, which apparently delivers insanely fast autofocus, certainly if the rumours doing the rounds on the interwebs are correct. So that's great news if you spend lots of your spare time desperately trying to snap good looking pics of your kids off their tits on fizzy Haribo. But of course, one of the biggest questions is, will Huawei stick its much anticipated Harmony OS on the P50 phones, or stick with a more stripped back Android experience lacking in Google services? We'll find out for sure when these beasts go official, and I'm especially looking forward to the P50 because those entry level P series smartphones, they always seem to have a nice slender compact form factor, but still packing a lot of the great tech that you find in that Pro model. Now, Oppo is another Chinese manufacturer that I'm expecting to see a lot of smartphones from in 2021, starting probably with the Reno5 series. This is a trio of handsets, only two of which have officially seen the light of day so far, the 6.43-inch Reno5 and the 6.55-inch Pro model. But it's actually the Oppo Find X3 Pro that I'm most excited about, after the ridiculously good Find X2 Pro was unexpectedly one of the absolute highlights of 2020. And yeah, in general, 2020 sucked harder than a pimped up Dyson, but I'm talking about tech here, and of course there are a lot of great smartphones launched last year, and the Find X2 Pro was definitely right up at the top of that pile. The Find X3 Pro is said to be launching in March, though very little is known about it so far. You can expect a Snapdragon 888 chipset to power this beast, while Oppo's dual battery tech should mean crazy fast recharging speeds. Plus there's talk of a properly implemented under-display selfie cam after the less than stellar pilot version found here on the ZTE Axon 25G. So that right there is my personal pick of the upcoming smartphones of 2021 that are getting me super moist, but there are quite a few others that deserve a quick shout out as well. These include the Vivo X60 Pro, which has already launched China side again, just like the Mi 11 and a few others here, but it's set to hit Europe any week now. Sadly, you've got a Samsung Exynos 1080 chipset rather than one of Qualcomm's platforms, but the 6.5-inch OLED screen is another HDR10 plus 120Hz beast, and you got a quad lens camera including a 5x optical zoom telephoto lens. And it's happy news for BlackBerry fans as well, as BlackBerry's new owners have confirmed there will be a new branded smartphone launching around sort of summer 2021 time with a full QWERTY keyboard treatment. Here's hoping they come up with a better name than the Priv. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Honor's View 40 smartphone as well, which only just launched a couple of weeks back as well, if that actually makes it to the UK. And if it does, will it have full Google services as well now that Honor has broken free from Huawei's US sanctions? So that's it for my favourites, but did I miss off your own personal pick of the best upcoming smartphone of 2021 that's got you eagerly and vigorously rubbing your thighs? For one, I purposefully didn't mention any gaming smartphones because they could take up an entire video all by themselves, like the Black Shark 4, the Red Magic 6, all coming up soon, and hopefully again be bringing you full reviews of all of those bad boys. Should be an exciting year indeed, but definitely let me know your own personal favourites down in the comments below. Please do poke, subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you!